What if the one person Beth trusted more than anyone was secretly hiding the truth from her the entire time? For years, Beth and Rip have survived everything together. Betrayal. Violence. Family wars. Ranch battles. Through it all, there was one thing Beth never questioned: Rip's loyalty. But what happens when loyalty starts looking like secrecy? Because if the clues are pointing in the right direction, Beth may be about to uncover something so massive, it changes everything she thought she knew about the man standing beside her. And the worst part? Rip never planned to tell her. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking theories surrounding the biggest secret Rip may have ever hidden, and why Beth discovering the truth could completely destroy the future they've been fighting for. Because this isn't just another ranch problem. This is personal. And when things become personal for Beth Dutton, everything burns. Beth Dutton has always been suspicious of everyone. That's what makes this theory so dangerous. She questions motives. She studies people. She sees betrayal before anyone else notices it. But Rip? Rip was different. Rip became the one place Beth felt safe, the one person she believed would never lie to her. And honestly, who could blame her? Rip has spent years proving himself. Standing beside her. Protecting her. Choosing her. No matter how ugly things got. No matter how dangerous the situation became. If Beth went to war, Rip was already loading the truck. That's what made their relationship feel untouchable. Unbreakable. But here's the terrifying possibility fans are beginning to discuss: what if Rip's silence was never loyalty? What if he was protecting a truth too dangerous for Beth to know? And suddenly, little moments begin to feel different. Small conversations. Unexplained absences. The strange look on Rip's face during moments when Beth thought everything was fine. Was it guilt? Fear? Or was Rip quietly carrying a secret that he hoped Beth would never uncover? Because let's be honest. The people closest to us often hide the biggest truths. Now here's where the theories become incredibly interesting. What exactly could Rip be hiding? Fans have come up with several dangerous possibilities. And honestly, some of them would completely destroy Beth. Theory number 1, a secret deal. Imagine Rip making an agreement behind Beth's back. Not because he wanted power. Not because he wanted betrayal. But because he believed it was the only way to protect the ranch. Think about Rip for a second. He's loyal to the ranch. Loyal to survival. Loyal to keeping peace when chaos starts growing. What if Rip secretly agreed to something that Beth would never accept? A compromise. A partnership. A decision involving people Beth absolutely hates. And Rip kept quiet because he knew one thing: if Beth found out too early, she would destroy everything. But there's another possibility. And this one feels even darker. What if Rip's secret isn't about business at all? What if it's personal? Imagine Rip discovering something from his past. Something buried. Something connected to a person Beth never knew existed. A hidden connection. A dangerous promise. Or maybe even someone Rip has been secretly protecting. And suddenly Beth begins noticing little changes. Late-night phone calls. Missing hours. Excuses that stop making sense. At first, she ignores it. Because this is Rip. The one person she never questions. But eventually, the doubts begin. And once Beth starts doubting someone, she never stops looking. Now imagine this scene. Late evening. The ranch feels quiet. Too quiet. Beth walks into a room expecting to find Rip. Instead, she finds something strange. A document. A message. A conversation that immediately feels wrong. Maybe it's a name she doesn't recognize. Maybe it's financial paperwork. Maybe it's proof that Rip has been meeting someone in secret. At first, Beth tries to explain it away. No. There has to be a reason. Rip wouldn't lie. Rip wouldn't hide something this big. Right? But then something happens. Rip walks in, and for the first time, Beth notices hesitation in his face. Not anger. Not confidence. Hesitation. And suddenly the room feels colder. Because Beth knows that look. That's the look people give, when they're hiding something. And then comes the question. A question so simple, but so dangerous. What aren't you telling me? Silence. Rip looks away. And in that moment, Beth already has her answer. Because silence can sometimes hurt more than honesty. But here's the twist nobody talks about enough. What if Rip didn't hide the truth to hurt Beth? What if he hid it to protect her? Because love in the Dutton world has always looked messy. Protective. Broken. Complicated. What if Rip believed the truth would destroy Beth emotionally? Or worse, put her directly in danger. Imagine Rip carrying the weight of something massive for months. Knowing every day that eventually Beth would find out. Knowing every day that the lie keeps getting bigger. But also knowing the truth might completely break the woman he loves. That's tragedy. Because sometimes people lie, not because they don't care. But because they care too much. And if that's the direction this story goes, then this may become the most emotional Beth and Rip storyline fans have ever seen. Picture this. Rain outside. Nighttime. The tension is unbearable. Beth finally puts all the pieces together. No more guessing. No more confusion. She knows. And Rip knows she knows. Nobody says anything at first. Just silence. The kind of silence that feels louder than screaming. Then Beth finally speaks. Tell me the truth. Rip hesitates. Big mistake. Because hesitation feels like betrayal to Beth. And suddenly years of trust begin collapsing in real time. Hard questions. Questions Rip doesn't want to answer. How long has this been happening? Who else knows? Why didn't you trust me? And finally, the question that hurts the most, was any of this real? Because when trust breaks, people begin questioning everything. Even love. And Rip? Rip may realize too late that protecting Beth came at a terrible cost. Her trust. But here's the thing about Beth Dutton. Once suspicion enters her mind, there is no turning back. She doesn't stop. She doesn't forgive uncertainty. And she definitely doesn't ignore secrets. Especially when those secrets belong to Rip. At first, Beth tells herself she's overthinking. Maybe Rip has a good reason. Maybe there's an explanation. Maybe she misunderstood everything. But deep down, something feels wrong. And Beth has learned one dangerous lesson throughout her life: when something feels wrong, it usually is. So instead of confronting Rip again immediately, Beth watches. Quietly. Carefully. She notices things she ignored before. RIP leaving conversations early. Phone calls taken outside. Moments where he suddenly seems distracted. The kind of distraction that doesn't happen by accident. And for the first time in years, Beth begins studying Rip the same way she studies enemies. That thought alone breaks her heart. Because this isn't supposed to happen. Rip isn't supposed to be someone she questions. Rip is supposed to be home. Safety. Trust. But now, everything feels unstable. And then comes the moment that changes everything. One night, Rip leaves unexpectedly. No explanation. No details. Just a quick excuse that feels rehearsed. Beth notices immediately. Because Rip rarely lies badly. Which means if he's nervous, whatever he's hiding must be huge. So Beth does something she never thought she'd do. She follows him. And what does she see next? She never expected it. RIP meeting someone. Alone. Late at night. No ranch business. No obvious explanation. Just secrecy. And suddenly Beth feels something she hates more than anything, fear. Because betrayal hurts. But uncertainty. Uncertainty destroys people. Now imagine this. Beth stays hidden. Watching. Trying to understand what she's seeing. Rip speaks quietly to someone she doesn't recognize. The conversation looks serious. Heavy. Emotional. And suddenly Beth's mind starts racing. Who is this person? Why is Rip here? Why hide this? And worst of all, how long has this been happening? Because once trust cracks, your imagination becomes dangerous. Beth starts creating possibilities in her head. Was Rip protecting someone else? Helping somebody in secret? Living another truth she never knew about? The questions become unbearable. And the longer she watches, the worse it gets. Because Rip doesn't look guilty. He looks conflicted. Like someone trapped between impossible choices. And that somehow hurts even more. This might be life-changing. And suddenly every moment from the past few weeks feels suspicious. Every strange conversation. Every uncomfortable silence. Every moment Rip seemed distracted. The pieces start connecting. And Beth realizes one painful truth: this secret didn't begin yesterday. Rip has been carrying this for a long time. Which means every smile, every promise, every "trust me," now feels heavier. Eventually, Beth can't take it anymore. She confronts Rip. No anger at first. No yelling. Just pain. And honestly, that scares Rip more. Because angry Beth is predictable. Quiet Beth means damage. The room feels tense. Beth looks directly at him. No sarcasm. No jokes. Just heartbreak. Then she says it. Tell me what you've been hiding. Rip tries to avoid it. Bad idea. Because Beth already knows enough. She's already seen enough. And the moment Rip realizes there's no escape, everything changes. Finally, he tells the truth. Maybe it's a deal he made to save the ranch. Maybe it's someone from his past. Maybe it's a dangerous promise he never thought would return. Or maybe, the truth is bigger than anyone imagined. Because what if Rip believed telling Beth would destroy her completely? What if every lie came from fear? Fear of losing her. Fear of hurting her. Fear of watching her walk away. And suddenly, Beth doesn't know what hurts more. The secret. Or the fact Rip believed she couldn't handle the truth. Because love without honesty, that's dangerous. Especially for Beth. Now the real question begins. What happens next? Because relationships survive many things. Pain. Loss. Even mistakes. But secrets? Secrets are different. Especially secrets big enough to shake trust. Beth stands there, trying to process everything. Trying to understand whether Rip betrayed her, or protected her. And honestly, maybe it's both. Rip finally says the one thing he should have said from the beginning. I was trying to protect you. But Beth? Beth isn't sure protection is what she wanted. Maybe she just wanted honesty. Maybe she just wanted trust. Because if Rip can hide something this huge, what else doesn't she know? And suddenly, for the first time in forever, the future feels uncertain. Will Beth forgive him? Will Rip finally earn back her trust? Or has the biggest crack in their relationship already begun? Because one truth remains impossible to ignore: sometimes the people we love most are the ones capable of hurting us the deepest. But what do you think? Did Rip betray Beth? Or was he protecting the only person he truly loves? And if you were Beth, could you forgive him after something this huge?